Just say it.
Alrighty, we ready to go?
Yeah.
Ready? Alrighty. Welcome to EDJ Studios. This is the EDJ podcast. Today we have a special guest, and by a special guest I mean 4 individuals that combine to make up one cohesive group called the Right Mind Wednesday podcast. Say what's up, guys.
What's up?
There's 4 of them. Starting with you. Names,
Kayla.
please.
My name is Life.
I'm Crispy.
I'm J Faith.
What's up?
What's up, guys? Finally, we made it happen.
Yes.
It wasn't even that hard.
No.
More or less timing.
Yeah, it's hard to coordinate, especially with a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's hard. And this is my first time doing a podcast with that many people. This many people.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for having us.
No. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. The honor is mine. I wanted to have you guys on for a while just because I wanted to just ask you guys, since you guys have more episodes than I have. What is it? What, 60 something now?
We're
60.
just dropping 68 in a couple minutes.
Oh, you guys are dropping it today.
Yeah,
68
7:30.
dropping.
Oh, yeah,
AKA the Dawn.
AKA the
Shout
Dawn.
out.
Nice.
Drops today.
Yeah, I have what, 14 out? And
There
I
you
don't,
go, yeah.
like, to me, to look that far ahead is like,
But that's what I
It
said.
goes by quick though.
Yeah.
It goes by mad quick because like sooner or later you hit 50 and it's like holy shit, like we've done this many. You know what I mean?
how long have you guys been going? What, 2-3 years?
December 2021.
Yep. I joined in January and then it just kept building from there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Here we are.
you guys, when
I
did you guys
joined
join?
in
Shortly after your episode.
I think my
It was like
episode
after
dropped
50.
in February.
Shortly after 50.
And then, I think April was the announcement.
And what's up with you, Chris?
So, I mean, I've always been around, but like, officially, like, I don't know what, a month? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that.
We'll count it since you started, since the first day you went. So, since you stuck
'cause
around.
I've done a lot of work with these two, with Life and J Faith. You know, that's like the artist.
The artist,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, I've always been around them from day one. You know what I mean? And then when Jay moved into where it is now, I've since then been on a couple episodes, but we've recently just had the conversation of like, let's just make
Make it official.
it official, like a weekly thing. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, cool.
Nice.
Let's
So
let's
does that
run with
mean-
it, man? You know what I mean?
Now you're on the mic every episode, or you
so what it
pictures?
is, a lot of the photos and videos, like reel-wise or whatever, is footage that I took, whether it's photos or pictures. You know what I mean?
Nice. I wanted to have something like that, but I'll get there.
Yeah, man. It
But
takes time.
at the very end of the podcast, he comes in, takes the camera, like, hey,
Yeah.
shows himself, just
we
says
always
hi
gotta
to
show it
our
at the
audience, you know.
He needs the camera time. I know.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
does. Yeah.
Nice.
And we're working at something into with our podcast of just like once a month gonna have just like us, as a team come on the podcast, because we have guests and we love our guests, and shout out to our guests, because
we
without
love
our
you guys.
guests,
Exactly.
we wouldn't have 68 episodes, or I wouldn't even have these people, because all of them have been a guest on the
true.
podcast.
That's how it's been growing.
Yeah.
So it's like, but, we just want to have some time for ourselves too, and just talk amongst ourselves and just what's been going on with us. And
And I'm not gonna lie, most podcasts that I see like that, the best episodes is when it's just the crew.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of course it's
Yeah,
the
no,
level of
that's-
comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's what it is.
I had another podcast with my partner that helped me build this. It's been put on hold, but it was like that. It was just me and him talking shit.
Right.
And that was pretty fun. There was I have a few episodes, I just haven't dropped them yet. Just working it out with him. But
Yeah.
those are the best. I love meeting new people, and I get something out of that for me. But yeah, just being able to talk amongst you guys. You guys will
Right.
probably bring topics that you usually would not bring.
Yeah.
and that's
that most people are like afraid to bring up.
Exactly.
Like we wear our heart on our sleeves. We tell it how it is, and it's just a great conversation over and over again.
Exactly. Just friends talking.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
basically
Exactly,
what
yeah.
a podcast
I was gonna
should
say you're
be.
right with the comfort level too, because like obviously like just being goofy with each other, or just like talking about just things in our lives like that we wouldn't necessarily mention like if guests were on, because obviously we want the guests to be able to talk. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know about you guys, every guest I have had on, I don't know them at all. Like, it's just been through Instagram and
Yeah.
social media. So like I'll give an example with when she came on. you said something, and I wanted to ask you more questions, but I'm like, it's too early. I don't know if I want to get it, because you said you were adopted, and I was like, fling, like in my head as you were saying it.
We can go there, by the way, for future.
So in my
Same
mind,
here, I was.
you too.
Yeah.
Wow, see, that's amazing. That's a perspective I don't get to hear from people like that. I have never met somebody who was adopted. Probably through family, but
And
that's
now look.
interesting.
Right.
Two great
We're the
people,
odds.
right?
Yeah.
So that's
Tufa.
that's those
Tufa.
are
A tufa. A tufa.
2 for 1, baby.
2 for 1, baby.
Yeah, see
That's what we're about.
those stories like that. That's what
That's
what
why
I want to hear. That's why I started the podcast,
Yeah.
just to listen to stories.
Yeah.
So I want to become a writer. That's the whole meaning for the podcast. I wanted to be able to get stories from people, get to meet different characters, so I could use that later on as inspiration for whatever I write. It could be a movie, book, or whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
That's like what you were talking about before, like when we first started, like you first jumped on the podcast about in your acting and everything.
I'm always filing away moments. I'm like, okay, that's going to be in a play. That's like a short film. That's something like, or just I'm always observing people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much me too. Just being curious of just whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm just genuinely interested by human beings. So like I just have
Me too,
always
me too.
been like a people
And of course,
watcher.
like the cool thing for you too is like, I mean, great that you started this as well, because like when you get to a point where you have written a book or have written something, you can come on here and share it and
use it as promotion and actually
you have a
attract people.
platform
Like I met a producer. Not that we're working some things out, so it expands your the people around you basically. I got people that would hit me up from like Connecticut.
That's great.
Yeah, artists. Like, hey, can we do the podcast? I'm like,
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yes. So I'm trying to figure out how to do remote.
See,
I'm trying to
look,
work
you're
all
gonna
that
be
stuff
in-
out now.
You can
Episode 68
do what
before
we
you know
did. That's how I started, was remote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never done one
And that's
remote yet.
I've had him. I've used. I can show you after. We've used that thing and connected everything, and we've done live stream. Like you can record everything and then post it, clip it, however you want.
Yes, in the beginning, I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I want people to come here, and then I never thought people from outside that are far were gonna start reaching out.
Right. Yeah.
Then I'm like, well, all right. Well, I guess I got to put that in there somehow.
It's a good problem to have.
I guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I mean, has it been difficult for you guys to like find guests? Because for me, it hasn't. Which I feel like was in my mind. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to find a guest consistently to do it. And so far, I had the opposite effect. I'm working a lot, so I haven't been able to fit everybody in. So whenever I get busy at work, I have to step away a little bit from here. But that's why there's a few other podcasts coming through here, which I'll be able to hopefully help me and do more interviews when I can't. But yeah, I have not had a problem with that. Did you guys experience that coming up or no?
No, I mean, when I first initially started, like, through the live streams and stuff, it was definitely a little bit challenging. There were some people that I had to like reach out and be like, hey, like, you want to come on? You want to have a conversation?
Well,
like, really market it. But then, like, as it started going, like, there maybe was like a week that I would miss. And then now that I have all these beautiful people, it's like, I don't even try. And then Kayla's like, yeah, so somebody's going to hit you up and they're going to be requesting to get on the podcast later. And then it'll be a pling. And then it's like, so-and-so is selected to be on the, and I'm like, okay. Like,
you're welcome.
Yeah. I'm like,
I'll
all
set
right,
up this
cool.
person
Like,
and that person and this person.
yeah. So like we're good through, I think,
the text
we're
started,
good
like,
through
7
like
in the
most of
morning.
October. And honestly, like I don't even, in the end, like I honestly don't even stress if we do or don't have a guest because
You guys are there.
we still have like all these great people and we can just sit and have a conversation. So it's not like anything has to get interrupted, at least on our side, in our perspective, in our dynamic, nothing really gets interrupted because nobody shows up. Okay. Like we just go on as usual and we can just,
that's the beauty
Sweet.
of
We
it.
have free time to work on something else.
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which we've done before.
Yeah.
So it's
That's the beauty of it for you guys. For me, it's like,
Yeah.
well, no guests, I guess, no podcast.
Yeah.
But so far it's been good. Sooner or later, I would guess I'm gonna run out of unless we somehow it gets really big and then there's never an issue. But
You never run out of guests.
it's a networking, honestly.
Yeah,
like you
exactly.
said, like the building of people, because like I've with AK that's dropping today, like he's been on before. He's recommended a couple people. I've had other people just recommend people. You've recommended people. You've brought people on. You've brought like 300 people on. Like in just like our circles alone, like it just spreads, and people are like, "Yo, I was just on," And when people are marketing it through Instagram and whatever, like people see that.
Back a little bit away from you.
This.
Yeah, push it back a little bit.
People see
There
it.
you go.
So then they're just like,
that's
"Oh,
good.
what's that?"
Yeah, because it was covering your face a little
Okay.
bit.
All right.
Money
My
maker,
bad.
honey.
Yeah, no,
My bad
you're
for
good.
cutting
You're
you
good.
off.
But yeah, like people see it, when you share it on Instagram or whatever, and then people, will hit you up and like, "Yo, I've been wanting to go on the podcast." Like Chemix hit me, like not Chemic, but
I would love to have Kevin.
what's
on.
his name? That rolls with her. He was at the show. Rich.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Rich.
sounds-
Like he's always like hitting me up, like, "Hey, we gotta get Chemic on the podcast." Like, just having
built-
that network,
you built
it
it, yeah.
built it. Yeah, it just builds up.
And not be scared, because I hit up everybody. I really have no shame when it comes to that. I was,
Yeah,
and
that's-
I don't care. If
Well, I
they're-
did that with Cynical, and Cynical called me out on it because I sent it. I knew I was trying to just get around to everybody, and like he was definitely somebody I wanted to have, and I sent him like I have templates and stuff, and that's just how my brain works. So I was sending out a bunch of just template, like, "Hey, it would be great if you could come on the podcast."
Right,
He's like, "Bro, like you hit me with the template," but I was like, "Man, I was just trying to just get this out, man."
And this is
I was
why
like-
I love Cynical. Shout out
He's gonna
Cynical.
bring it out.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I know where you're coming from." Like, and he knows me and like just how we work. We've had those, like we talked on the podcast. We've had those conversations, but he was just like, "No, I get what you're doing, man." And he's like, "Yeah, we'll come through." So
Yeah.
we do some of those blanket ones, but as of like the past like 2 months, I haven't, maybe even 3. I haven't had to really been like, "Anybody want to come on the pod?" It's usually just like already people are popping
Yeah,
in,
a lot of
that's
because
people.
of
great.
connections.
A lot of people are just like come to us now, like, "Hey, how can I get involved? How can I get, what I'm saying?"
The word's getting around.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you guys know of any other podcasts from the area
Yeah, you.
besides me? I know that there's like boxing ones. There's boxing podcast. There's a boxing
Is there?
podcast. Yeah. He damn, I'm spacing out the name. It's Mill City Boxing. Yeah, Mill City Boxing. It's
I think I
he actually
follow-
has like big like Sab Judah was on there. Haney was on there. Yes, because he's a boxer himself, so he has a connection.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has big right from here.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. Just us 3. That's the only ones I know. And like I said, I was saying before I started recording, if I would have known about the studio that you guys go to, I probably would have never built this. Just because it was.
That's brand.
It
It's
took
not
a
brand
lot
new,
of-
but that's new. This year, right? It was new.
This is a great space, though, and you did
They
do a great
Thank you,
job.
thank you.
opened in like March,
Yeah.
I think, of last year.
Okay.
Like they were kind of there, but they officially reopened in like March of last year.
Yeah, because I looked everywhere and I was like, oh, there's nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well.
This is a nice little spot, though.
Yeah, and my wife was like, "You're not doing that at the house." She's like,
Mine to the
I
same.
don't blame
too.
her.
I used to. Well, that's what I used to. I used to be in the.
Right.
I used to be in my office, and then the living room would be right there, and she would go to the bedroom
yeah,
because she's like, "Oh, you're just so loud in there," and I'm like, "No, I mean I do
yeah.
understand."
Yeah, she was more common in the strangers. Like, I got kids.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fair.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I
Nah,
get that.
Weirdos coming
That's
to your
fair.
I was
house.
like, nah.
For sure.
I was like,
Not
all
that
right, well,
weirdos,
Yeah, I
but
definitely-
Yeah, I was still doing the
the lives then.
the
right?
live. Well, yeah,
so
live
that's how you
stream or-
started,
Yeah,
like
so,
Instagram and stuff.
So initially, when I first started the podcast, I would live stream on YouTube and Facebook through an app, and then people could live comments, chat in, whatever, and then eventually, just for timing and everything, I just did pre-recording, but I could still do it almost like Zoom, but just through a different setup. And so we would just pre-record everything. I'd clip everything together, put all the the graphics, whatever, and then drop it on that Wednesday.
Did you have any like experience?
No.
Like, yeah, me too. Yeah.
No shot.
Yeah.
No.
This like if I wasted so much money because I have no idea what the fuck I was doing. Like I bought the wrong glue. I rented the space and it was like without me working on it for like 6 months. Like I paid off the whole rent I came in. Some people said they were gonna help me. They never ended up helping me. So then I was here, like, started by myself. So and then I got discouraged because I was just like, I came in here, worked for like 3 hours, stuck all this shit on, and then I came back the next day, all on the floor. It happened like 3 times.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I
for
remember
sure.
you said
yo, that's rough. Dude.
Yeah, I was, and then I stopped for 6 months. I was like, fuck.
That stinks.
But then I was like, well, the rent is paid, and then my homeboy came in. He was like, dude, well, I'll help you. He's like, how can I help? Because he has no idea what to do either. But with 2 people, it kind of makes it easier to work.
Yeah.
'Cause I was here by myself, and 2 hours I was leaving. Cause
Yeah,
just
just
by
exactly,
myself, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. And then he came in, and then things picked up quick, and then we got it done.
Yeah.
And then we had to deal with the whole editing and trying to figure out how to even record, or even like sync in the mics with the first episodes. It's crazy.
It's a whole process.
Yeah.
Sure.
That was
If you don't know what you're doing, it was like,
yeah, exactly.
then I got this thing, which makes it like super
Yeah.
simple. I was like, all right. And then, I wanted to rent it, so I needed to make it as simple as possible for anybody could just real quick plug it in and do your own thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys for your podcast, you guys have somebody like working the controllers for you guys, correct?
No.
No.
Nah, he does everything.
So
You
I
do
set
everything
up.
too?
I set up 3 cameras.
Yeah.
I'm like, we do have someone, and his name is J Faith.
Yes. So I set up. I'm being transparent here. So I set up 2 cameras. Well, let me repeat that.
3.
I set up 2 iPhones, and then I have this one as our main one, just dead center.
Yeah.
And then they'll record all at the same time. And then as soon as we're done, I upload everything. I line everything up with the audio.
Oh God.
And then go through and we'll clip each piece. So if like she's talking, camera goes to her. And then if I start talking, camera switches. If it's like a big group thing, dead center. And I just go through the entire podcast and we'll trim it out.
Wow.
And I can't use that one because it's for Premiere. That that plugin that you sent me.
We'll plug in.
The auto clip thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. This
You were the one that sent me it.
Yeah,
You're
this is
like,
websites.
Check this out.
Oh, the AI plug. Okay, yeah. Because it literally,
It's for Premiere.
bro, they literally hit a button. It was like,
No, there's ones that you could use that are not for Premiere, but they don't work as good.
You know what I'm
I'd
saying?
say like
whole episode, 10 minutes, edited. Like,
I was like, I need this, but it was like, oh, Adobe Premiere, and I was like, I use Final Cut.
Yeah, no, I tried it. I bought the subscription and everything, but then it gives you like you put in a episode, it gives you 10 clips out, like all set up with captions, everything. But the problem is it's wrong half of the time. I will have to go back. Yeah, because
You still have to fix it anyways.
yeah, it was cutting at the wrong spots. I'm like, no, but you just a little bit more this way. And
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, this is not worth it.
That makes
But-
sense.
wait,
But-
hold on. Would it be the wrong spots or just not where you would have cut it?
No, it's just it's missing. Like it's starting off like off center. Some of them will be like, and they'll tell you like it says 99% accurate. Like out of the 10, like 2 will be like 99% like accurate and good. I'll tell you, and then the other ones will be like 70%, like 52%, and then
Really?
yeah, there's some conversation that would just get mixed that they don't go together, and I'll be like, what? So.
Wow, that's rough, bro.
Yeah, but
so
the
much
way-
for AI doing their job.
I mean,
You know what
it's just starting, so I'm assuming they'll probably
Yeah,
get
they're
better.
trying to work out the kinks, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but have you thought of using this Free World?
No.
So with this,
I mean, I've thought of like
What's
having
that?
something
That's-
like that.
yeah. So with this, it makes it easy.
I'm glad we're here because I wanted to tell you to figure out what that is, and because it makes it easier.
So everything's being recorded, and I just pick whoever's talking.
Yeah.
I just go to that camera.
That's what I would want to do.
Yeah, and then after that is all edited. Like I could literally stop this right now and post it, and it'll come out.
Like that.
The way that you,
Yeah, I don't have to.
That's
worry
what I
about
want because I know that's how it's really done. It's
Right.
not
Yeah,
just,
and I don't have to worry
Right.
about like everything's sync already. Like the voices and everything's already
Yeah.
in sync. So yeah, this saved me. I was like, I need to find something like this
Mm-hmm.
because one, I have to do it by myself, like you. And
Right.
I just wanted to click. I'm like, I can't keep going in the computer.
Yeah.
I could close my computer as long as I have this out. It's
Just-
still doing everything. So yeah, but like I said, the growing pains. So I understand.
What is-
That's the next
What
thing.
is
Yeah.
that thing?
It's called the Free World.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to buy it, it's not even that much. It's like $200 or something. I think, like, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because like we're just gonna, next thing for us is, well, for the pod, just cameras and stuff.
Improve. You know what's funny, which I told him when he came, lighting was terrible.
Yeah.
I hate, like, that was one thing that I was like,
That's
whoa,
one thing I
this
like
is-
about where we are. The lighting is primo.
Yeah,
right
like,
now.
that's why I
love
wanted
it.
to put
Yes,
like,
it is.
I
It is?
love it.
Yes, it
I
is.
love it.
She's
like,
like, yes.
it's, I have to
Glistening.
like, adjust
Yeah.
everything.
To
You
the
see the
gods.
shine right off
To the
that.
gods.
But no, I love it, man. You guys, like, it's inspirational for me because I could see, like, all right, these dudes are doing it, so why can I do it? You
It's
know?
possible. It's a lot of work for sure.
No, definitely,
but,
definitely.
Which you know, but
And
it's
people
just-
think it's easy
possible.
because it looks easy, but it's not. And then
We've
for
had
you guys,
many conversations.
you guys are all artists, which I think is great in your own right, and then you guys come together.
Kayla signed a Def Jam.
She is.
Get the fuck out of I'm gonna be in the
Like,
sauce,
when
fellas.
is the album coming? When is the album
No,
coming?
you are the source, okay? You're not in the source. You are the source.
You heard it here first.
How did you get started on music?
For me, I mean, I just started like writing lyrics. I listened to like a lot of Drake, you know, Jay-Z, Eminem, like that era, like that early 2000s. I started off singing. I didn't really take it serious.
Singing, okay.
I didn't take it as serious at first. I didn't know that I wanted to dive into music until like later on. And I just so, you know, happened to like pick up rap like when I started writing lyrics. It just all came together. Like I started writing, I started showing people. They're like, "Yo, like that's really good."
good.
You should- that drove me to keep going, and I just got better.
Did you
And-
start like? Did you find it late, like later on, or were
Yeah.
you like a teenager?
I mean, it's always been a part of me. Like since I was like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old.
So music is
but,
just
yeah. But it wasn't until later on that I started to like write my own stuff and really take it serious.
nice. Yeah, like that's to me that's crazy. Like just the music part of it, like it's so. The performing part of it is like I would never be able to do anything like that. I could do it here because it's just a few people.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to perform like you guys do, I see all you guys on Instagram, all the shows that you guys have done.
Yeah.
I'm like because anything could go wrong. It's live right there.
Yeah. It's
Forget
still
your lyrics, then what? What do you do?
You just gotta find a way to keep going.
You hope your hype man can
Like-
steer you back on track. You know what I mean, dude?
Exactly.
Wow, man, that's depending on somebody. I don't like doing that, especially.
Just know your shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just know,
Practice.
Know
right?
your shit well
Just-
enough.
just do better,
Just
right?
do
Just do
better,
better.
do
gentlemen.
better. Just do better.
Like that's why like for us it's important to like master freestyling as well. Well, you don't have to be the best at freestyling, but like just like get something in there if you ever forget lyrics.
That's a good
It
point.
helps me,
Do any of you guys produce music or no?
I would like to learn to, but I
No
don't
beats.
produce, yeah.
No.
But you like
Just audio engineering. So, well, I arrange. I can like arrange beats and stuff. Like that's what I like to do with the stems. But other than that, it's just audio engineering. So like I record at the studio that we're at too, for artists
Oh, yeah.
too. So if artists need recording,
Yeah, I was thinking about that room turning into like a studio.
there you go.
The other guy that helped me out, he's a DJ. He does he creates beats. He also just DJs for parties and all those things. So
nice.
I was like, well, since you have that ability to do all that stuff, maybe we could utilize that. But we can't do it here. It's just the sound with all the people should
Yeah.
be too
Yeah,
much.
no, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
And the music studio and a podcast studio is two
Two
different
different
things.
things,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, we'll just make another room, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll see what happens.
yeah.
What do you guys see the podcast going? Just do you guys look at it as like an avenue to, get your music out there, or do you guys look at it as like, no, this is another art that we really are focused on, and we're taking it serious?
For me, this is another art. That's how it's always started. I created this podcast to, help people in music, mental health, fitness, financial literacy, and trying to just find ways to help people, bring information, different experiences, to share that, to help people in whatever situations that they're in their lives. So that for me, it's always just trying to figure out how we can connect with more people, grow in that, have more experiences, whether it's bringing a podcast to a show, having big special events where we do just like a crazy big live podcast, you know, stuff like that where it's, you know, I've seen podcasts that go on tour.
Yes.
You know, I would love to, not to mimic them, but like I would love to do something like that, because then
It's another avenue for money also.
Yeah. And especially what we do as a podcast, having a live crowd physically there and being like, yo, what's your question? What do you want to say? What do you, you know, and then people can literally chime in,
I
would love
you know,
that.
stuff like that.
Sweet,
it really brings in the connection of what we're trying to do. It isn't just like, yeah, we get to get our music out, but for me personally, it's my way as of right now trying to give back to people, and whether it's bringing somebody in to share their experiences or sharing what I've been through and sharing that with other people, and hopefully, you know, inspiring people to grow in what they're doing or just to hear another perspective.
No, that's pretty cool. That's a great reason to do something.
What about y'all?
Yeah, what about you guys? Same question. Do you guys take it as serious, or do you guys just, you know?
I take it as serious for sure. I mean, it's more fun than anything. You know, it's fun to just like bounce off ideas, and you know, we have kid about some things, but we make it happen some way or another. Really, for me, yeah. I mean, I like to bring people together as well. I mean,
it's another art. It's another part of
for sure.
Yeah, and it kind of works together in a way. Do you guys feel like it ever like gets in the way of the music, or no?
Nothing, not really. I mean, for me, like I've been just go for like 6-7+ years with my own music. So I mean, it's just relaxing, I guess, for me.
A different muscle. What about for you, Kayla?
Like the reason. I'm sorry. What was the question?
Does it interrupt like your other creative, your acting, your music?
For me, this has been. Well, I was taking a break from theater on purpose to like just pursue other things, but then this opportunity came along. Thank you, by the way, which has been one of the best things to happen to me this year. So I'm really for me, like I'm super passionate about this because I'm grateful for the opportunity to be given this platform. I've always wanted to be a talk show host, and I will one day. So to be able to have this where we can just come on and meet people and just kind of talk freely and see where conversations bring you, I love that. And when I just basically like what this podcast stood for, I was already behind, and that's why I signed up to be a guest. So when I was asked to come on as a co-host, that was kind of a no-brainer, just to be involved at a heavier level.
Great. What about for you, Chris? Does it take away from your pictures, or it just adds?
No, it just adds to it, man. If anything, it's
right.
It's a different type of photography that I can line my portfolio with now. You know what I mean? I now can do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it definitely does not get in the way. I mean, so is it like, I wouldn't say in the way, but you know what I mean? Like
it does add some work.
Well, the fact of
the time,
the consistency in a time frame that is it's needed in.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's whatever, bro. You know, I get it done, no problem. No, you know what I mean? It's always there when it's supposed to be there, so he has time to do what he needs to do with it, and then get it out for Wednesday or whatever. Yeah, so like I would say, like, I mean,
it is work.
So
like anything.
So like, so obviously it does almost interrupt, but it doesn't interrupt at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand that. I mean, it adds, like I said, you probably could use it,
right.
Learn stuff,
right?
And
yeah,
you got something to shoot all the time.
Yeah.
Like for me, like doing it by myself, it does get a little hectic sometimes, just because I have to come in and shoot it, then I have to edit it afterwards, and then clip everything else.
Yeah.
Which you feel the pain.
Yeah.
Will you give that up at some point? Like if it grows and you have the ability to obviously pay somebody to do it.
Like the clipping and everything?
Yeah, like
100%.
You sure?
100%.
That's like one. That's
the next.
That's the next goal.
To being on the podcast, no, I would love to stay with these guys as long as we can. And
the reason why I ask is because it is kind of letting go of you have control.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you giving somebody that control to do it. I have people offer me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that's a lot of trust. If you whoever that if they could editing it makes it look however you want to make it look. So once you give that up,
You
it's
do, you
kind
kill
of
those
he's gonna
girls.
be.
And
I-
like,
that's
of course,
always
he
so
takes the
nice,
clips
bro.
that like he wants to like if
Yeah.
there's like key parts of the podcast.
Yes, yes.
like,
You
that
remember and you're like,
important
oh,
to people.
I'm
Right,
clipping that.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
All that goes away. Now you have to make sure this person is paying attention to like in
Yeah.
that. So yeah, for me that was one thing that I was like, I don't know if it would have to be somebody who's like just with me all the time and gets me
Yeah.
in the podcast basically. Because if not, it won't work. That's
Yeah.
one of those positions where it's like you need somebody that you guys are close and have a similar
Right.
mindset.
Well, they know, like, when I want something like a specific way, like, I will share that. And so, like, I think for something like that, with at least with me, I would even go along the basis of like somebody that is keeping timestamps as far as like just the conversations that we're having. So at like 10 minutes in, we're talking about mental health. Like, you better be making sure you're marking where that conversation starts and where that conversation ends. And then this way it helps you out too, because then when you go back in to clip everything, you can be like, oh, 10 minutes. Okay, boom.
Yeah.
And now I have clips. I don't have to sit and watch for an hour and a half and go through like I do right now.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it does help for me in putting the whole video together, because as I'm clipping everything and chopping it up where, if she's speaking or he's speaking or I'm speaking, I can be like, oh, this is a good conversation. Okay, what was that timestamp? Okay, cool. And then like I can keep going, end it. And then once I finally finish everything, then I'll go back after everything is uploaded or bounced out, and then I'll go through and clip everything.
Again,
Crazy,
guys,
man. So
whoever's
much
listening
work.
to this, whoever
For a
listens to
podcast,
this,
so much work, bro. People
Yeah.
don't think about it.
No,
They think you just
hard
come
work.
in here and start talking and then you upload. You know
a
what I
1
mean?
minute
Like,
clip just to put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
Sometimes it'll be
yeah,
like an hour, and you're
yeah.
like, "What?
Yeah.
Seriously?"
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
it just you forget something, or like, "Oh, I could make this better," and you just all of a sudden it's an hour in.
Shit,
This is a freaking
getting the
minute clip.
footage to the point where he can just grab and do what he needs to do. It takes me hours to do that in
Yeah.
itself, and then he's got more hours on top of it. Dude, You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. No. Like I said, it's tough. But enough of the boring questions. Now we're gonna get to the juicy questions.
Oh, here we go. Let's go.
So dealing with people is not easy. That's one thing.
Oh,
That is one thing about this business, and that goes for
Step it up.
Funny.
No.
that goes
Can I
across.
get your pen?
And how about you guys?
Now you guys don't have to say any names, but have you guys have a bad experience with a guest?
We deal with all great people, and they're very lovely.
We go to the-
Appreciate it for
That part.
everybody.
No,
Whether it's been a good experience or bad experience. That being said,
that reminds me of Marshawn Lynch.
That being
I'm just
said,
here so I don't get
these
fined.
motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
No names. No names.
I'm just here because my boss told me I had to be here.
Yeah, that's basically.
Post Marshawn Lynch real quick.
Ones that have been on the podcast, not really. I mean, for me, they've all been great conversations, regardless of the level of how the communication went. They were still great conversations. There were still gems and diamonds that were dropped in there. I think the only challenges that I've had are people that are like no call, no shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, that
Gotta
Which
love
are
'em. Gotta love them.
which are it's frustrating, or people that are like, I'll be there, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I can't be there, and it's like, but I mean, that it is what it is. That's life, and we just
that's life.
Yeah, that's life. But we just, like I said, we just keep it moving, and it like I said, it's good that we have this team, because if they're just like, oh,
you guys could do it.
no
on your
call,
own
no
now.
show, all right,
all right, sweet,
we're still
cool.
rolling.
Yeah.
Like, you're not stopping us
exactly.
from doing what we're doing, especially now. You're not
just-
stopping us from doing what we're going
Right,
to do.
exactly. We just don't have a guest that week. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
us, which is whatever.
But the show goes
You know what
on,
I mean?
and and like I've done it. Even the guest no call, no show. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just do a podcast by myself. This
then
was when
we-
I was working by myself.
yeah.
And then we add in different things too. Like if we have extra time, we'll get like extra content. If we want to highlight something that we want to talk about, or we could just do a skit or something.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, see, that's like
Yeah,
I said, that's nice. That's a level of security that I would like to have at some point. Which, like I said, I'm working on it with my partner. Hopefully, we'll we get everything situated. It's hard with the timing for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's
100%.
working.
Schedules.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
so I imagine for you guys it's even worse because it's for you guys. Everybody works just regular jobs.
So
And
as
then,
chaotic as the whole picture would be, I feel like it works.
It all like
feel like-
fit
I don't
oddly
know how.
perfectly. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Not-
Bro.
yeah.
Not gonna lie. It fit.
all your schedules
all our
just
schedules
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
synchronized.
If you break down each individual on a personal day to day, you'd be like, "What? How do y'all have time to still do all that
That's true.
and this podcast?
yeah.
Because I was running.
All day, every
What are
day.
you doing? I'm in
We're
Pennsylvania.
talking,
I'm
bouncing
here. I'm
ideas.
across the country. I'm across the water.
Yeah.
But I'll still make it to the podcast.
Hold on, I gotta call
Oh, we got
schedule
a
though.
podcast? Bet I'm right there.
Nice.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
I was always doing it 7:30. 7:30 every Wednesday was the time. And
Yeah.
I was just like, as we started adding people, I was like, yo, Life, you available at 7:30, to do a podcast? Oh, yeah, actually, you know what, I am. I'm actually pretty available. And then same thing with Kayla,
Yeah.
what you got going on? Actually, you know what, Wednesdays are pretty open for me.
Yeah.
Let's jump on. And then
It's
I'm like,
the pandemic. I
what's
got
your,
nothing going on.
Crispy, what's your
Same thing with me
situation
too,
like?
like-
And he was just like, you know what, I think I can make it work. Yeah, Jay, count me in. And I'm like, all right, bet.
Because had he asked
Here
me
we
like
are.
legit a month prior,
No.
I would, no, it just so something was coming up where I was going to be able to. But had he asked me, let's say a month prior, I would have been like, "Yo, give me a month and then I got you." Not like
Right away,
Oh,
yeah.
this literally just happened like 3 days ago. So yes, now I definitely can. You know what I'm saying?
Timing is everything.
It really
I think
is.
it all worked out
Yeah, but
in
it-
the right time.
Crazy.
Credit
That is good.
credit to all four of you guys because everybody's accountable, right? Because
Yes.
if somebody I can't make it or I can't, that's one of the reasons why I do it by myself because I do have the ability since it's my studio. I could just 2:00 in the morning. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So then, if I had somebody else doing the controls, that means they will have to be on that type of schedule.
Yeah,
And then if I have the person and then don't have them on one episode, have them on, it will kind of
yeah,
disrupt everything because it'll be just switching the energy too much.
Yeah,
So I was like, all right, well, I'll go at it by myself, just because of that. Because it was just like, well, and it has happened before. Or like I do fights, so like we'll come in and watch the fights and record it. I haven't posted any of those yet because it gets a little wild, but
Yeah.
we'll watch the
As
fights.
it would, as it should, as it should.
And which is that I do that for fun with my friends. Big fighting fan. So
Yeah, there you go,
those
there you
are I do for fun. Sometimes we'll record it just for shits and giggles.
Boxing, MMA. All
Yeah,
that. Oh,
yeah.
man.
Anything
UFC.
fighting, anything
Yeah.
violence.
Anything.
violence.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So and sports too. Basketball, big basketball fan. Big baseball fan.
Okay.
You actually remind me of a friend I had. Baseball. You ever play baseball?
No.
No.
No shot. Basketball and soccer.
I have.
Baseball.
I've played baseball, yeah.
Nice.
When I was little, like a long time.
She's like,
No.
No.
but I think that's the best part of us is the communication that we have with each other, whether it's good or bad. I mean, because we've had a lot of like really deep
Have we had
conversation.
bad?
Not like bad, but like there were just concerns or whatever. And we were like,
No, I get
hey, like this is how I feel about this. And we were like, okay, cool, that's great.
Yep.
Like let's, and we maneuver around that and we talk as a team. And, there's no like, oh no, why would you say that? Like that's so
Right.
stupid. No, we're like, yo, I totally hear what you're saying. That's a great point of view. Let's keep it moving. And, let's be cautious and mindful of that or whatever it is. And then on the plus side, we're laughing and joking and talking about following the moon and the stars. It is it's like, damn, what the hell?
No, but that's key to any functional team. So I have my other job is a transportation company, which I run with four other people, and before that job, I've been there for 14 years, so and I'm young, so that's basically most of my experience. I started off just as a regular worker, and I realized that what makes it work is that everybody's free to be themselves and say whatever they want to say without, I'm gonna hurt somebody's feelings or. It's just free. It's like, listen, some days I'm cursing somebody else, some days I'm getting cursed out, and it's cool. Like nobody takes it personal. Next day everybody's fine.
Yeah.
Nobody has it's just shit happens. Problems happen, and you have to just maneuver yourself through them. So in a team, that's important. You have to be able to
definitely.
have
That's what I've
tough
set up.
conversations.
Yeah.
If not, if everybody's trying to
If not, how can you grow?
exactly.
You know,
I think we
where-
communicate well.
Yeah.
And that's what I've said from the
Very,
jump. I
very
said
well, very well.
Like, I want this to be an open line of communication.
Yes.
I want this to be something where everybody
Safe
feels
space.
Yeah.
safe space. Everybody
Yeah.
feels comfortable to say what they need to say, feel how they need to feel, because
Correct.
every feeling is valid, and you know, we can maneuver around whatever it is, and we've done that.
Yeah,
We
that's
have.
that's that. I was afraid of that, to be honest. I still am, to be honest. To like grow, I have people that are like, oh, we want to be a part of it, but I'm very like selective when it comes to that, just
You
because.
have to be.
Yeah,
As you
Yeah.
should be.
You should
As
be.
you should be, bro.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
Because obviously you can't say you're gonna do something and then like flake out.
Exactly. Those that will happen, or you know, they don't like. I'm very easy when I don't judge anything. I could be around any sort of person, and I'm completely fine. Some people can't do that. Some people
Yeah.
get it. And for me, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So that's important. Everybody has to be not judgmental, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if not, it could create for a bad environment. Somebody's holding something, or like they want to say something but they don't say, and it keeps growing. The resentment or whatever keeps growing in the team, and I seen it happen. That's why when I started this, I was like, no way, I'm not going through that here.
Yeah, but that's the other good thing too. Like, we all have different views on different things, but like when it comes to the pod, it's like kind of like Switzerland, just like neutral city, and like we just, whoever comes on, whatever it is or whatever we're talking about, you know, we keep it neutral and respectful, you know, regardless of, not to ignore how people feel about certain things, but it's just the respect level that we all have for each other, and what we're talking about. That we're like, maybe we shouldn't talk about that, because we know that could start something or could not start something, and you know, just to be fair and safe on everybody's side, let's just, you know,
Avoid that.
kind of conversation. We can talk off air 100%,
Yeah.
Right,
and
yeah,
we have
exactly.
like great conversations, and
Definitely.
again, we leave the room like, cool, what's up? All right, I'll catch y'all later, type of thing. But
That's
you
great.
know, but
That's
that's
great.
more off air, you know, stuff, because it's just the way this world is, man. It's crazy
It's
to get
touch
tied
and
up in
go.
those
Yeah,
things.
it's
So,
touchy.
like, we'll keep it to ourselves.
Yeah, but if you have nothing good to say, don't say it.
Exactly.
Or if you can't express it well enough, just don't say it either.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it could be
That's
misinterpreted.
the thing.
Do you guys plan anything? Like, because I don't plan anything. Some people have tried to come on the podcast and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do this and this." I'm like, I don't do that.
No shot.
You have to come in here, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could do it. If
There's
if
only
not-
been like, I mean, when I first started, I did like a lot of research, and I would look up people and I'd be like, okay, let me get a couple questions, and then it just felt like really scripted.
No, I mean, question like there's certain things.
In theory, you know.
like certain people.
If there's something you really want to ask, you want to like write it down and like so that we
of course.
remember it.
Yeah, like I had a realtor, and I don't know anything about real estate, so I had to like search certain things.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what can I ask? So I don't sound stupid.
Yeah,
But
I
other than
gotcha.
that, you know, I tell everybody I don't have an agenda. I don't know what I'm gonna ask you.
Right.
It's just gonna go as it goes. And to some people, I guess that's scary because I tell them, they're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, how are we gonna find
So
something?
are you
Don't worry,
healthy
bro.
today?
Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah,
It goes
yeah.
by and snap.
Yeah, it goes
Exactly.
by so fast, and that's what I was worried about. Because then I was like, all right, I'm just not going to do questions, because I didn't want it to be like a full, just like I ask a question, you answer it. I ask a question, you like. This is different. It's like we're having a conversation, and then like
it's not always like, so what you do?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Those are
Some
the worst because it's an interview. Then it feels like an interview. I tell people, it's like, oh, can you interview me? Like,
It feels like
no, we're having a conversation.
Yeah.
then the
That's what
person
it is.
feels cornered. We don't.
Yeah.
The only time we really, I don't want to say scripted it, was your episode, where we had the question. Well, remember we had but that was a different experience
like more-
because
exactly.
we had.
Brother.
So I set it up where I put up a post and was like, "Hey, we have Kayla Shane coming on the podcast." I was like, any fans, whoever that's into to acting or whatever, if you want to drop a question for the podcast, like, feel free to shoot us a DM, respond to this. And it was actually a really good experience and response.
It was fun.
And it was a lot of fun just being able to ask these
We should do
questions.
that again.
time.
We
I
should
like
do that
that.
again. For
They were
upcoming
good questions.
podcasts.
Yeah. And it was like it was such a good experience.
Nice.
But-
Yeah, I mean that's the best. When sometimes I have left here where like I'm like, oh, I was so like it felt like work to me, and then I have left here when I'm like, yo, we could do that for 3 more hours and it's fine.
Well, that's why I tell people, I'm like, y'all can come back if you want, because this conversation could have went for 4 more hours.
And
if
of course,
you really
like,
wanted to.
and like once something clicks, it's like, okay, now we need to keep this going. Like this is what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Do you and I don't know if I should ask this question, but do you guys have to worry about time, like when you guys
a little bit?
Yeah. So
that's we have a block. We have a block that we stick into. I mean, we go over a little bit sometimes, but it still works. Like we still make it work, but I mean, we do have a block. Yeah. He's switching right now.
We leave on time every week. I promise. Right? Every Wednesday on time. Well, I promise.
And
Mike.
you will do it only Wednesday.
Only Wednesdays.
Yes.
So we film on Wednesdays and then drop on Wednesdays.
Is there a specific reason for that, or like since the name is also the Right Mind Wednesday podcast, was that did you have that in mind when you started it?
Initially it was just Right Mind, and then I think I just, because of what my time availability was, Wednesdays just fit perfectly, and I wanted to kind of separate Right Mind from the podcast itself. So then, Right Mind Wednesday is just kind of playing with the words and the W's and everything. Just went in there and
of course it sticks out more too, because like most creative people drop their content on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
typically, and then everything gets lost because it's oversaturated, because everyone's posting on a Friday, everyone's posting on a Saturday.
Yeah, I tried doing all that stuff, trying to figure out the algorithm. Then I figured out, I'm like, I can't figure this out.
You're not gonna.
So I just post whenever I have the time to post it.
Yeah,
it's just what it is.
And to just get you through the middle of the week, because Mondays you're just starting off, so then by Wednesday you're just like, man, I need something to just lift me through this week, and then it's oh, great podcast to listen to, to help you through the rest of the week. So
so that I tried to stick to at least minimum 2 posts a week.
Yeah.
That's I tried to just to keep people interested.
Yeah.
But at first I was trying to search all this stuff about what's gonna make it pop, what's gonna work, and then I just realized I'm like, this if it's good, it's gonna pop. If it's not, it won't.
Yeah.
We just plug and play a lot of the times, and some of the stuff that we think is just goofy or oddball, all of a sudden it's now it's got 6,000 likes and or 6,000 views, and we're wait, 25,000.
What?
Yeah, we're just okay, all right, cool, and then we just keep, if it, like you said, if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, we got plenty more content to come. So,
Do you guys for me? I keep repost. I keep going through the episodes. I just bring back old episodes, a clip here and there. Do you guys do the same thing, or once you're done with an episode, you kind of just move on to the next?
We move on to the next, and part of me is it's almost sad in a way, because it's such a quick turnaround, because it's we share the moment with that guest, and then all of a sudden, in just a week, we already have a new guest, and then it's new memories and new moments, and then we're just oh, but I'm still trying to share the old memory of the last podcast.
We still have 2 more reels I need to post.
But of course, we still make it a point to throughout the week, promote that guest
the new one
until the next one.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, because for me, it was how can you? There's a lot of stuff in one episode. You could have a lot of clips, and then how do you go about that? Not posting the same episode over and over again if it's a good one. Right. So I just cycle it out. I'm like, okay, I go from the first one to the last one, and I just keep going back and forth.
And what we do too is we'll if I see if they post something, if Cynical puts up a post of just a picture or a project that he's dropping or whatever, I'll go and share it, but then I'll go and tag the episode in it. So that it'd be oh, hey,
go check
check out his stuff, but then also kind of hear from him personally through this episode, and then people can check it out, and it still brings them back to
both,
brings them to both.
Nice, man. Listen, I like I said, for me, this is so like a learning experience, because I get to pick you guys' brain on how you guys do things, and hopefully I could steal it.
Hey, I mean, that's what we're about. We're not gatekeepers. We're not gatekeepers.
I tell people, I always say this: listen, I'm here to be used. Just don't misuse me.
Yeah.
But if you can't be used, then you're useless. Just don't misuse me. After that, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. it's you know, like I said, dealing with people can be tricky.
Oh, for sure.
So back to the guest questions. Have you guys had like a something that you guys had to cut, or like an artist or a guest tell you guys, sorry, I need this cut from the episode or anything like that, or you guys just keep everything?
No, I've never had anybody that's we had one thing. It was super small and we've all had the conversation on it. It was a group decision, but other than that, everything else was
but I mean, like an artist requested himself, like, I don't want this. I need this gone.
It was just one time for 50.
Oh.
And sometimes
but that was neither here nor there.
Right, yeah.
It wasn't a big thing.
No,
yeah. Like that's happened to me before, where like the person, and I tell everybody before I drop an episode, I let them like they could view it first. Some people say that you shouldn't do that because you already filmed it, and it is what it is.
Like you were there.
That's your content.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't want to be exposed, then don't say some shit when the cameras are rolling, my dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I like to give people the freedom to just like if it's something like just I'm like, come on, man. But if it's something like you know, sometimes we drink, and sometimes people just say a story about a family member or something.
Okay.
I had that happen. I'm like, hey,
drinking on the podcast.
It was just something that was missed, and you know, it was pointed out, and it was like, no, you make a very valid point, and we fixed it. We took care of it. We had the conversation, and we
move on from it.
But other than that, I've never had. I don't know if y'all have.
I feel like when it comes to any guests, or just in my experience, because I've only been on since April. But like I feel like I haven't had any like experiences with guests where I'm like, wow, it's fucking wild. You know what I mean? Or like, oh my God, or like I need to leave. And then I also feel like, or maybe that obviously you would know because someone would probably hit you up directly. If like I feel like none of our guests have been like super diva about things, right?
No one's ever had, you know, don't post that, don't, you know, cut that part out, don't post that clip, don't.
But then again, we're not talking about like, maybe it's because the circumstances are a little bit different. You're right, because once certain substances are involved, more people might get a little bit more loose with the lips. But
I had people, I'm like, don't say that.
Like, that's right.
Like,
you're like, and scene.
You're like, switch camera. No. Camera back. Yeah, all right. Good job, guys.
Now, how about this question? Have you guys had an experience where somebody asked to be on the podcast, but you feel like they don't match what you believe in to a point where it's just like, I can't?
Yes.
Recently,
very recently. We had a team discussion, and as a team, we decided to just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go this way, and it's all, at the end of the day, it's always all love, no matter what.
Yes,
You're right.
exactly.
It's all love, no matter what.
I had that experience, and it wasn't fun because the person didn't take it well, and I was just like, listen, it won't be a good one. So why do it?
Right, exactly.
Like listen, I'm not opposed to having anybody on. I don't have like any biases towards anything, but there's certain things that I'm
if
just
they
like,
don't fit what you're trying to promote, and like if they don't fit like the message that you're trying to put out there, which is a positive one. If it's not going to be positive, then like it's not worth it.
Yeah, like I don't want my name attached to that.
Right. Like if it doesn't align, it doesn't align, and that's okay. Like it's nothing personal. Feelings shouldn't be hurt in business, you know. Like if it's not a good look, it's not a good look. Keep it pushing, like respectfully, you know.
And it's not just my podcast. Like I have these guys too, you know, and their opinion matters just as much. And you know, so when we have these discussions, it's not just like, you know, Jay's making all the calls. It's like, hey, like we got so and so, you know, hey, do you know that person? And, you know, we kind of share a little bit, and then, you know, we get a vibe, and, you know,
it goes from there.
We go from there. But it isn't just like, well, I hear what you guys are saying, but they're still gonna come on either way. It's like, no, like their opinion matters, you know, when it comes to these situations, and I'm grateful to have that, because again, it's another just outside perspective of just different things that, you know, when you're always stuck in just one
Your-
mindset,
yes.
you get to hear another one. It's like when we brought Kayla on, it's like Life and I are in music, and Kayla's kind of, yes, you're going to be an artist, but like you still have that like consumer ear versus somebody that is making music. So it's like a completely different perspective, and you do acting as well. So it's like it's a different perspective to bring in. So it's just good to have just different minds, and like they say, like if you have the same person doing with this, if you have the same minds in the same room, there's no growth because you're all doing the same
Thinking
thing.
the same thing. Yeah, I tell people all the time, like I want people that are different.
Yeah.
Why would I want somebody that thinks like me, acts like me,
Yeah.
that's
Right, exactly.
boring as shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that. Have you guys had a guest where you guys were impressed by it? You guys were expecting something else, and then you guys got hit with a. It's happened to me before. I'm like, I don't know about this one. We're gonna do it, but it might not be good. Or you go in with that mindset before, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this was amazing. Oh no,
I have.
yeah,
have
those
for
are the best
sure.
ones.
Like I was definitely like, for some people, I mean, I'll admit, and like shout out to these people, because I mean, at the end of the
Do you
day,
want to
all
name
the-
them? I'm just kidding.
No.
all the podcasts, honestly, all the podcasts have been amazing. But no, I mean, I'm being straightforward. I'm being transparent. Like
You learn
sometimes-
from all of them.
Yeah, you
Yes,
just
yeah.
look, and it's just hard to tell with some people, and sometimes you're just like, I don't know if this is gonna be a good one or whatever. Like you said, if it's gonna be a good one, if it's gonna be real. I don't even know what I'm gonna be able to say. And then they walk in and you start talking for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden it's been an hour and a half, and you're like, okay, so you know what? That actually wasn't that bad. This was actually really good, and you dropped some real gems here, and like I am completely surprised.
Those are the best.
Yeah,
the ones that
I've had a few of those, to be honest.
Yeah, I had one where I lost the episode. The one with I told you guys in the beginning, and then I had another one. Those hurt because I had one where it was great, and I'm like, I can't wait to go edit this.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I've had
And-
those. I've
and
had
then
the
I
lost
was like,
episodes.
You have to make that call, like, hey,
Yeah, by
Yep.
the way.
yeah,
I've had the
Another-
lost episodes,
Yeah.
especially the live stream with the clipping and everything
Really?
that was happening.
Yeah.
It would like the mics would clip in and
Yeah,
out, so it's
yeah.
like you couldn't even hear the people talking. And
Ugh.
I had a couple of those at the
Rough.
studio too, or like the audio cut out.
Yeah,
and we were just
yeah.
like, I can like this was such a great conversation, and I cannot use it.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
those hurt, especially if the guest doesn't come back or can't for what just timing wise. You guys have a lot of artists from what I could tell.
A lot of artists. We're trying to expand. I think just the artist is just natural because we're all
That's like
we're
who's in
majority
our circle.
surrounded by music.
Yeah.
And there's so much in the city
Yeah.
around because
So
I have
So many.
But
yeah.
I've had
Throw a rock,
authors.
you know what I mean? You're hit 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had authors. We've had comedians.
Yeah. DJs.
DJs, photographers, videographers.
Videographers.
Ooh, an actor.
An actor. Yeah.
Somebody that works for a clothing brand has come on. He works like printing presses, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to open it up to more people.
For everybody.
Because it's every experience is different. I want to be able to kind of bring in different people and
And then not
share
be
those
one dimensional.
Yes.
Exactly.
I was worried about that in the beginning. I was like, it's just rappers. like,
Yo,
I need to-
I would love to
I
bring on a
feel you.
bodybuilder too, like to cover the fitness.
I've had some fitness
Yeah.
people. I have had some fitness people, but that was like super at the beginning, like when we were starting. But yeah, I
We had,
would
when my little
Blaze.
brother was on.
Blaze trading, huh?
Yeah.
Your brother? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out
Chris.
Christopher Poirier Kim.
You're-
nice.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the points of podcasting is just be able to access just different people from all over. At least there's some podcasts that are like,
I gotta
like
reach out to that girl.
it's
Sorry.
specific.
I,
That are just specific to one thing,
Mhm.
and to me that would be boring. I'm
Yeah.
like, if it's just the same thing, how many
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, for real.
how many different questions can I ask an artist? Like
Right.
it's all like, how did you get started?
Yeah.
It just gets
Yeah.
but tricky in that way.
Yeah, but that's what I like because like when we have our conversations, like yeah, we have artists, but it really starts to tap into real life
yeah.
almost real quick.
That's
Yeah.
the best. That's the
You
best
know.
when
we're kind of like, hey, what's going on, man? You know, oh yeah, you know, just working on music, and you know, life's been kind of kicking me in the butt. Oh, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, like now we're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you know, and then we're talking about this and you know stuff from the past, and then it's like, you know, it's like okay,
Yeah.
you know.
And then everybody has something to say about, you know, an experience, a similar experience they've had, and it just keeps going.
Do you guys find it a little difficult? Well, at least I'll be honest. The best podcasts are the ones that are like it's one person or two people. Those are to me. Those are the best. Just because you're able to. It's just you getting into what one person thinks instead of trying to navigate a whole group of people.
Yeah,
I love it. Of course, for you guys, since you guys are all friends and it's cohesive for you guys, it makes sense. But to me, the best podcasts are always like just one or two people because it's more intimate. You know? Everybody gets like I'll be able to ask his specific questions. Now I have to ask broader questions for everybody. So that's one thing. Do you guys have that? Have you guys had like a 2 or 3 different people on that are not from the group?
I mean, we only did that. We only did that once. That was episode 50.
Yeah, it's tough.
We were trying to make it a big one, so we had 7 of us. So it was us 4 and then
tough.
3 other people. Yeah. I mean, it started rough. It definitely
sensory nightmare.
But it was just like because like 3 people were talking over here, and then like 2 in the middle, and
all the
then 2
mics were
over here.
clipping, and
all the mics were on.
We were just like, oh shit.
But then finally, like as like people started like settling in, then we started having those conversations, and like we had some really dope conversations on 50.
But it's a little tough to navigate.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Dear God, please.
I'm so
Give us 50 more episodes
I need
first.
to learn how to be professional. I'm so sorry.
No, you gotta keep the mood.
Yeah.
Fuck that professional thing. At least that's what I.
Yeah.
It's
within reason.
Yeah.
It's within.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely chaotic, but I mean,
I
it
know.
was
So
fun.
I'm like,
It was still fun.
okay.
Kayla's like, that was only 18 episodes ago. I don't know if I'm ready yet.
You guys get nervous?
No.
Never?
Not for a podcast, no.
It's
Shows,
amazing.
that's different.
Amazing. I get
At
nervous.
first, it was like hella left field for me. I'm like, yo, what do I do? Like, how do I move?
Yeah.
What do I say even?
Hey, just knock the mic over and you'll be awesome.
Yeah. Just knock the mic over every episode. And then...
That's where it really broke the ice when I was knocking over mics. Like,
All right.
I saw that clip.
everyone saw it.
Let's go.
Every episode, he always knocks the mic over, bro.
That's why earlier when he was
He'll
like,
be talking
bro, can
like
you?
so,
I was like,
and like literally just like slow motion fall. You know what I mean?
Life.
love you, life.
It's part of life, right?
It's part of life. Exactly.
That's life.
It's hysterical.
Do you guys have like do you guys collectively choose topics? Have you guys done an episode of just all you guys yet or no?
We've done a couple.
No, not
all four.
with-
Not all
not
four.
with-
Not all
Not all
four.
four.
Not all 4.
Yeah, see, those
October
are going to be the
11th,
best
we're
ones.
doing
I can
that
tell
Yeah,
already.
I think that.
That's
Yeah.
I think.
I think it's gonna be later than that, but it's okay.
Huh?
We'll talk.
What?
We'll chat. Nothing bad.
No, just all right, whatever. You know, weirdos.
No, well,
I feel like those would be the best, just you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys will get to like before it starts, get to be, at least I always had this plan of like have the guest come with a topic that I don't know that he's gonna just a surprise topic.
Yeah.
So each of you guys will come in just with a different topic at some point. That probably be cool.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of started a little bit because remember I had like the notes on the side.
Yeah.
We started something a little bit like that, but
I kind of like that idea of just like each of us bringing in something random and not knowing.
People don't know about it because you don't have time to prepare. You're gonna actually
just drop the bomb.
Yeah,
on
you get
them.
to see, you get to see the real. You know, have you guys had a guest who doesn't talk? I had that.
No.
God,
Right.
oh,
Everybody's
how
got
did
it.
that happen?
What do you mean?
Thankfully,
How they gonna-
everyone has talked.
Bro,
I
Thankfully.
want to be on a podcast and then not talk.
Yeah.
it's happened to me.
Oh,
I'm like,
my.
it was just me asking questions.
Mm.
It was just me asking questions.
What
and-
were the answers? Like 1 or 2 words?
Yes.
That makes for
Oh.
that makes for a long hour.
Ooh, how
however
painful
long
was
it
that?
was,
A
bro.
long 45 minutes.
Long. He's like, yo, we cut
Yeah.
that short.
Did you
We cut
question
it
why you
short
did this
that
after?
night.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I would have.
the guy noticed too. Like he himself said. I never put it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I use clips of it, like of
Okay,
me, because
I
it was
got
just
you.
me. So I clip
Right,
myself,
yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Maybe he was nervous though. Like that could be a
Yes,
bunch of things.
yeah.
Like that could be nerves. That could be someone like.
Well,
yeah.
I was nervous. That's why I asked the question, because my first episode, like my voice is cracking. Like I'm like, again, I don't know the person. The first episode,
Right,
I
yeah,
don't even know him.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm interrupting him. I'm not letting him. I'm so nervous.
Really?
I don't even let him finish his.
Oh man, dude.
Like it was crazy. I was just like, oh my
You don't
God.
let him finish his 3 words that he was trying to say?
not him.
Jeez.
I know. He didn't
No
even
wonder why he didn't want to talk, dude.
I wish that would have been him. You know.
This guy over here.
For the first episode,
This
I
guy
wish
over
the guy would
here.
not talk, because I
Yo,
was
like,
just like,
even for me as a co-host, like starting out, like I'm already soft spoken as it is. Like if I'm not like completely in my element, like I'm not gonna be like loose or anything. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a whole lot, but like I mean, as
You at least chime in from time to time, though. You know what I
I
mean,
feel like
bro?
you've gotten more comfortable though.
I've gotten a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
yeah, I noticed that like some people have come in and also another thing is we come in, everything's cool, we're having a great conversation. The minute I say, and we're recording.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we rolling?
I never tell them. That's why. That's the point. I never tell them.
Never.
That's a good.
Like as soon as I can get the
always-
cameras, the only time that they finally start to know is usually now when I start to ask Crispy to hit one of the cameras.
Yeah,
Sometimes
turn
I'll
it
see
on.
you peripherally though, and I'm like,
yeah, I was thinking about not having like an introduction, like I just did with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
EDJ Studios, because of that. The minute I
Yeah.
did that,
Yeah.
everybody's
It's a
butt cheeks were
different
clapped
feeling.
up.
Yeah. Everybody's.
oops,
Yeah.
mama's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I should have not done that.
No,
Plus,
but-
like you catch like just the randomness of just different things versus like when everything actually starts. Because then it's like, oh, like now I have to like do this and this.
Yeah.
But then like we've caught so many different things just off the random
Yeah.
of just me just hitting play,
Yeah.
hit record,
2
and then
minutes
all,
before.
yeah,
I mean?
and then everything, and then we're just like, okay, that was amazing, and I'm glad
Wait,
that I
wait, are we
Yeah.
live right now?
Yeah.
Jay's like,
Yeah.
actually, yes, we are.
You know what? I
got
got
that.
all of that
Got all
right
that.
here. This
Yes.
is perfect.
I seen you guys do
Gold.
the bloopers.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are awesome.
All that stuff.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, I don't have those because of that.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah,
tell
all
them,
of
I'm
it,
like, maybe I'll change that up.
Yeah, just let it rock. And that's,
Yeah.
for him to, like, and bringing him in because, like, even just our setup question or just our setup process, we're having conversations between each other and just stupid, just idiotic, like Kayla's
Like I
singing
said,
in a
there's
corner.
other
I'm trying to screw in a microphone. It won't
Can't
work. I'm blocking life in the bathroom. Like just stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and it's great that he's been
hysterical.
able to capture it. But it's just stuff like that just
awesome.
makes for great laughs for us.
Perfect.
Even just for
Literal
us.
mic drops.
memories too. You know?
Literal mic drops,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Like it's
This
just
is gonna be a day where we look back. Yo, remember this shit? You know what I mean, dude? Like,
yeah, if nobody else watches it, like I just look back at it for us and just like the good times we had.
Yeah, like I have I've done episodes with friends that were never we agreed like, okay, this
It's
is
never
It's never gonna see the light of day.
this is never coming out.
That's fair.
And it's fun. And then I'm an asshole. I'll clip them and send it through our group text. I just
Yeah,
you
right.
said this.
Remember this?
That's great.
I just clip them like, this is what you
And
said.
it's great because like the more content you get, like at the end of the year, you can put it all together, like to kind of like recap.
Yeah, I
the
do.
year.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, like I do nice things for like the friends when like they say something cool about like their wife. Like, oh look, send her this.
Right.
Oh,
I'll
that's
do
nice.
things like
You
that.
ever in
Right.
trouble here?
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, I pissed my wife off. I got the perfect thing to get you out of the doghouse, my man. There you go.
Well, I'm in the doghouse right now.
Oh shit!
I'll tell you why. Today's her birthday.
And you forgot.
No, I
No,
did
you're
not forget.
here.
No, he's
You're
here.
Not
here,
forget.
bro.
I'm here for the
Oh.
podcast, but I'm making it up. I'm like, it's Wednesday. We can't really do nothing on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to your beautiful wife.
So
Yeah.
let I'll do this
I like
Wednesday,
it.
and then the weekend is for you. If not, I'll be doing this on the weekend, and it's not gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I played it off. She fell
There
for
we
it.
Well, happy birthday to her.
Yes.
I watched I was listening to the radio the other day, and then I want to get into something else after. And so this was the topic. So it was a dating anniversary for a year for a couple. And the girl wanted to do something with the boyfriend, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend ended up getting tickets to the Pats game on the same day that they were supposed to do something.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Oh, he ain't that into you then, honey.
bring
I'm
her
so
with
sorry.
you.
No.
Like
bring
his friend,
her
no,
with
like
you.
his friends invited him to go,
No, you don't.
and you get Pats tickets.
Well,
Right, then
this-
if he
this-
wants to, he's not that into you then.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Like,
No, this is
Sorry.
the key. Is the first year you can't blow that out.
No, you
It's the
can't,
first
bro.
year.
It's
that's
the
what I
first
mean.
year, you
I'm
can't.
like,
You know,
You can't.
like,
You can't.
Yeah, that is the
I mean, you
first
can
one.
be,
Yeah.
you
Like he was down to reschedule for like the wait, what?
I said you can, but you're gonna be single. You know what I mean? I guarantee you that
yeah,
man's
have fun
single
at that
right now.
game.
I
You can go to
guarantee
many
you.
more after.
Yeah, just because it's the first one. If it's like 10, I'm like, hey, man, come on.
Yeah, it's the
Like,
Pats. Like
yeah,
how,
come on.
how
This
often
is
do
a
you
fun-
It can't be 10. It's got to
experience.
be like 7 or something, like an odd number.
Yeah, I
You
know.
what
I'm like,
mean,
10
bro?
is that's
10,
fine.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
10 is kind of big too, so yeah,
Yeah.
it just can't be a big year. That's
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I was like, dang. But somebody else has a birthday coming up. Whoa, whoa.
I don't
Have a
know
birthday
who
girl?
you could be talking about. I haven't been counting it down like every day.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No, I don't think it's tomorrow. I
I'm
don't know.
such a Virgo. I'm like,
Wow.
everybody, it's my birthday. Pay attention to me.
Nice.
I'm here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. I mean, birthdays are important. Like I used to like not care about it, but as I get older, I'm like, it's kind of.
Oh my God, this is my favorite holiday of the year. Are you kidding me?
No, I hate my
gotta-
birthday.
You gotta do
It's
something.
just another day, man. To be
I'm like,
honest with you,
well,
that's
I
the way I
love
look
my
at
birthday
it.
enough for you. So you don't have to love yours. It's okay.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
For me, I even hate the people calling me for the happy birthdays. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God, I love it. I'm like, what? I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
No.
Say it again. You love me? Happy birthday. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
Classic Kayla.
Since you guys, I mean, at least to the artists in the room, since me and Crispy are not, do you guys like? What's the hardest part from your music, the music aspect? Is it? I'm assuming the creation is probably the best part, or the performing.
Yeah.
When for me, like when things ramp up, like I get burnt out because like I don't know how to like. I mean, I found balance, this year. This is like the first year I really found like balance. I'm spacing out my workload, but like for a long time I didn't know how to stop, and then I just got burnt out and still kept going.
Yeah,
So-
that's rest is a key part of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It gives you time to refresh your mind also.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming like do you guys have like writer's block? Do you guys get like annoyed
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to that?
From time to time. I get writer's block a lot, but I mean, it gets to a point where like I step back from it for a bit and get re-inspired, and then it's clicking. Like I have like one song getting worked on, 2 songs. Okay, I just finished the third one. All right, I'm working on like it just piles up and it turns into like 20, 30, 40, 50.
That's
that
true.
I-
You,
what
you
I
are
mean?
like a snowball. Like once
Yeah.
you get going,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
Man, that's daunting to me. Just having to, because you guys, I'm assuming you guys have to like you guys just go to the studio or you only go to the studio when something comes, or do you guys go to the studio?
It depends.
Or
Like
wait.
if I'm paying for like a certain time slot in the studio, I want to have like things like the whole song pre-written so I can just bang it out. But I mean, we have like the MOCG studio sometimes. We sometimes go to we were just at Hellhound actually.
yeah, shout out to
Not
Howard.
so
Yeah,
long
shout
ago
out to
with
Hellhound.
Michael Murphy III.
Monday
And,
night studio sessions.
Yeah.
Those are the best because like we're not, we don't have
No
to pay for the
time,
time,
yeah.
and we're just there, just like catching a vibe, playing beats.
You don't have the
Writings.
pressure of it.
Yeah.
You don't have the
Yeah.
pressure of
Yeah,
it.
y'all came up with some
Writing and
great
recording
shit.
at
Yeah,
the same
no.
time. You have all the time in the world.
Yours was fire.
How about
The
for you?
one- Yeah.
I think, well, as far as like writer's block goes, I think for me, I think I start to get writer's block when it's something that I think that I'm initially interested in, but I'm really not. Like I think a lot of the times that I've found, or if I feel like I am under a certain type of pressure when it comes to that song, like whether it's like a timeline where it's just like, oh, I need to get this done like tomorrow type of thing. Like I think that's when, for me, I think in a certain level, like other things like I can maneuver and work around and be like, yo, I need to bang this song out. But I also have to be into that. Where it's like if I have a beat that I'm just like initially like, yeah, maybe I was like into because it sounded cool, but then like as I'm really sitting down and trying to vibe to it, I'm not getting anything. That's where I start to get to writer's block because I'm like, I know what I want to say, but I cannot figure out how to lay it on this specific beat.
Yeah, I ask every artist that comes through that same question because I always find it interesting. Does the beat give you?
Yes.
For
me, yes.
Yeah, it happens.
The mic's still steady. It's okay. I ain't gonna break these.
No, this one ain't gonna fall on.
It's pretty elevated. How can I?
Shit, yo.
Notice how right away I'm like, you good?
How about for you? Is that the same thing? The beat is kind of what dictates
That drives what I'm about to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It has to be.
Like I hear the
I've
words
seen-
sometimes. Like I hear the words when I hear like when it's the right beat. Like I just hear the words, like the hook, everything. Like it just comes. But if it's not, like there are good beats. Like and I've been like, yeah, that's a dope beat. But then as soon as I actually go to sit and write to it, I'm just like, it's not speaking to me. And then like I can get a melody, I can get like the flow of what I would do, but until it starts to actually speak to me,
do you ever go to write a song with like a topic in mind or no?
Mm-hmm. Usually
is that
that's
easier or harder for you?
Sometimes it's harder for me.
Yeah, I would assume it's harder. And from my perspective, it would be harder just because it's kind of like.
Well, your window was this.
Yeah.
And now you're like.
Now
here.
you're like, yeah.
You're like, because if I stray out of that, now I'm like, am I starting to go off topic? And then you're just like, okay. Now I'm not even talking about what I was initially talking about before. So
I think for me, like it's 50-50. I mean, I used to always have like, a topic in mind, but like then I get more stuck. So like now I just go like based off feeling, and it just comes together that much quicker, that much easier. If there's something that I really want to talk about, really want to get off my chest, like having a topic, like I can get it done pretty quick. But I mean, if there's something that's like, oh, like I really should talk about this, it makes me overthink, and I don't get anything done that way.
Yeah, when it comes to art, for me, like even when I try writing the book that I've not written yet, but
Yeah.
I'm trying. That's what happens. I'll start with like, oh, it's gonna be about this, and then it's like you said, it's kind of narrows the window instead of just writing and then see what happens from there, and then you could keep going after that.
yeah.
If you go with it, it's gonna be a book about inspiration. It's kind of like once you reach, once you reach that, like, then it's kind of like it's done.
Not unless you're like like something like really sparks your inspiration.
Yeah, that's
Literally, yeah.
the hardest part. For me at least, when it comes to like creating anything, it has to come natural. If I try to force it, it doesn't. That's why I don't know how you guys do music. It's so like you have to like call upon it like all the time.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you guys are sleeping and be like, I got that one. Let me write it down. I need to like put it down somewhere so you don't forget.
Sometimes, yeah. You like I'll just be laying there. I'm like, yo, that's such a great song idea. Oh, that's a great bar. Oh, I need to write this down. Like, I'll grab my phone and just.
How long you been doing music?
So I started writing when I was 16. I remember just sitting in my bank job, just writing lyrics. I wanted to be a Rough Rider. Shout out to Dom, Little Saint.
Yeah,
Dom, my bad.
But officially,
Dom's
like
the man.
officially solo as an artist, I had done some stuff prior, trying to do like a collab thing with somebody. Just didn't work out. They weren't as dedicated as I was, and then one of my friends was like, "Hey, you should just drop your solo album, a solo album." And I was like, "Okay." I was like, I could feel like that's a thing, but even though obviously it is, but like just me being just so inexperienced, and so yeah, like 2013 is when I dropped my first project.
2013. Wow, you guys have been at it for how old are you? If you don't mind me asking.
35.
I'm 62.
Damn, bro,
That's
good.
That's a good 62, man. Jesus.
So you will look like that.
I just turned 30 in May. I started writing music when I was like 17. I'm a smart ass, man. When I was like 17, I started writing music. I kind of at that time I just kind of like dabbled.
Remembered how old he was. I'm
And
proud of him.
I can hear you. Right? Yeah.
I heard that. That's right. You got the headphones on. My fault.
But I've been consistently going for like 11.
The mic is too loud. You can't even whisper.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I've been consistently, just being an artist for like 11 years. I like took it serious at 19, and I just kept building and haven't stopped.
I always appreciate that. I told her like when she came in, like I feel out of place because everybody's like you guys, 10 years working on a craft, and then here I come trying to interview you guys, and I feel like it would be somebody with more experience, just because you guys have been putting in that work for so long, and it's like if you look at it, like how do you guys not quit?
It's tough because
you gotta love what you do, man.
Yeah.
it has to come down to that.
Yeah.
Because nobody's making any money. Everybody has to provide.
It helps me get through a lot. Like it's just like for me the best way to get things off my chest and really like get out like every single thing that I'm thinking.
Do you guys worry about like the business side of things as you guys keep working on your craft and get better and better and reach more people? Do you guys worry about like a person like you who business might deter? We see it all the time from big artists. Why do they stop? Why this great artist stop making music? Oh, the business. There's plenty of stories like that. Do you guys focus on that or no?
I try not to. I mean, of course, like there has to be a point where you gotta like think, like a business because it's the music business. But
Of course.
I don't know. You just gotta be careful. Do more research because like you don't want to be paying more than what you should
Well,
be.
you should, or somebody taking
getting
advantage
paid.
of you.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
the music
absolutely.
business
I'm
is
still
notorious for that.
I'm still dealing with that shit too.
Yeah.
But you just gotta.
How about for you?
Yeah, I mean, I've always had the mindset that it's going to be on my terms anyways. I've always had, like I want to own my own masters. Like if you want to sign me to this label, you're going to sign me for exactly who you wanted to sign me for. If you like me, if you wanted to sign me as J Faith, don't try to change me into Dom.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they know who Dom is, and we can talk about that after. But you know what I mean? So it's like don't sign me because you like me for who I am, and then go and try to flip me into something else. I'm gonna let me have that freedom. Obviously, I'm gonna take your advice, and because you're a business and you kind of have better understanding of that stuff, which part of that is us educating ourselves and learning the business so that we know when we're getting screwed over and not getting screwed over, knowing different deals and all those other things. So, I mean, I've always had the mindset of just making sure that it was on my terms. And if it didn't feel right, then it's probably not for me.
Yeah.
And nobody is going to profit off of us without us getting a damn cent back for what we do.
I mean, the internet and social media, that's one blessing from it. Artists could take matters into their own hand and their career. Before you needed these big entities to come in and because that was basically what it's for, right? A label is to put you on the radio, but the internet, you guys could do that on your own now. So there's basically no need to ever sign to any label, or at least, I mean, you could partner with a label, but not
that's the old.
Yeah. I mean, that's
because that's the challenge now, is because people have the access to it. And this is one thing I was going to say too, is the challenge is you have so many people that maybe don't put in. Well, you have people that put in half the effort because it's so accessible now. Whereas you have people like Life and I, for example, just speaking of the people in the room, who are putting like their heart and soul into this thing
for years,
and we're not like reaping what we justfully should. But then you see people that are like getting these big time shows or getting these big time opportunities, and we're just like, we're going above and beyond. Like, yeah, we may not be like fully on the scope of what social media wants us to be, but like you look at the product, you look at the quality, you look at everything that we're putting into it. Like, these are people that are gonna last in the music industry. And I'm speaking like Life, I'm talking about other people that are like us, and we know many people that are like that. So I'm not just trying to like toot our own horns. I'm just saying for anybody that is like us, that is in the same corner, it's like these people that are only putting in half the effort are just like, just bouncing all the way up, and it's like, but they're not giving everything that they have. But because it's so accessible, they're just like, oh, well, I can just do like half of it, and then if I just put it online, then I'm cool.
Yeah,
And then they take off,
a
and then
lot of temptation out there. Like, oh yeah, you know, you have the opportunity to open for this big ass artist. Is, you know, there's like 5,000 plus people, but I mean, you know, Jay Faith has, you know, mentions like you got to be in the right room. Like, you have a big time opportunity, but that might not be the right room for you.
For you,
Yeah.
exactly. It's tough, man. I like that's why I respect artists so much, because it takes
cutthroat out there. It is
Exactly.
cutthroat. I've seen it firsthand, and
yeah.
it is just disgusting.
Yeah, and how is it with like collaborating with artists? I know, you know, especially the rap game. It is it's tricky. Everybody has an ego. You know, are you biting this? Did you steal that from me? Or, you know, all those things. How do you guys avoid all those things?
I mean, I'm very particular with who I collaborate with in general. And I've definitely been more just picky about that. And it comes down to just timing too. Like, I've had, you know, albums that I've been working on, and if you're going to pull me, then it's time to pay, you know, in all honesty. You know, it's like, you know, same thing with like life. Like, we understand where our caliber is as artists. So, you know, if you're going to pull me from stuff that I'm working on, that, again, time is money.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm going to put in that effort, and especially if it's like a beat that I'm maybe not that interested in, but, you know, I'm willing to work with you. But even then, like, I'm very particular with what I collaborate with. So it's like, either it's going to pay, or that's just where I'm at. You know, that's just where I'm at this point, because
you guys have been doing it for a long time. So, you know,
it's the same thing with shows at this point too. It's like, we know where our caliber is, and we're worth a lot more than what people think.
And there's a lot of work.
Because there's a lot that comes with it.
Yeah,
it isn't just
people don't
us
see
standing
it.
up there.
I mean, you guys are paying for studio time also.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you can't just come in here and waste my time.
Right.
Somebody else could have filled that spot. That's why, like you said earlier, the worst ones are the no call, no shows. It's
Or I could make my own song and
Exactly.
then, you know, make a banger, you know, versus wasting my time.
And of course, like, I would like to, you know, make more videos too, like music videos and like other stuff. But like, I mean, I don't know. Budgeting's hard.
Yeah, money's always a problem when it comes to like when you're starting. It's always going to be like probably the biggest obstacle when it comes to if you're gonna make it or not. You have to spend money if you like. That's one thing.
Spend money to make money.
Yeah, and that's one thing about the internet also. Like, before, you were kind of like, if you were great at something, you would kind of cut through everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that is gone.
Yeah,
Like,
because there's so many people.
it's
doing
just so much out there. You have to pay. Like, for me, like
and that's what I hate. Sorry, not to cut you off, but that's what I hate. Is that the only way to get through
to pay
is to pay.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, you can have the money, but do you have the talent and the longevity to do that?
Yeah,
right. And like, if you're gonna invest in something, is it the smart move?
Yeah, I think Jay-Z was the one that said it. He said that before, when rap started, it was only people that love rap that did it. Mm-hmm. Then rap became a business and it started making money. So people like Puff, who never thought about rapping, are not a rapper. Well, I have the money to do it. I have the backing and I have the image.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they do it, and he sold, I don't know, like 100 million fucking copies on, and he's not even an artist, a true artist.
Oh, he's not in your top 10?
So yeah, I mean, yeah, like that makes it harder, because you might have the talent, but you need the money now also.
Yeah.
Like, I'm deciding when it comes to like, do I want to pay for like advertising? Do I want to pay for clips on Instagram and do that?
Yeah.
That, like, I'm debating that now. Do you guys?
The boost posts. And
Yeah,
everything.
I don't do it, but I'm debating it because it seems like that's the only way to do it. If you have a clip that you feel like it should be heard, you're gonna have to probably spend money to get it out there, because they are controlling the algorithm. Like, they're not letting you reach as much as you should, because, well, no, you have to pay.
Yeah.
If you don't pay, we're not gonna give you the access to everybody.
It's like, people are so afraid to take those chances now because they're like afraid of losing money or whatever it is. It's like they don't. But back in the day, labels used to take chances on artists and be like, but they believed in them and having that belief for a lot of the times took them out. And, you know, they would succeed because they're like, oh, this person believes in me. All right, no, I'm not going to let them down.
It puts a little bit of pressure on there too. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The music business is tough. Any form of artistry is tough. How about for you, Chris? I don't want to leave you behind. Like the business of your style of art. How do you navigate that?
Very tiptoey.
That's the best way.
That's the really like it's I don't know. Everyone's different, man. You know what I mean? So
because you do have to work with a lot of artists, and you have to deal with that and how you're gonna get paid.
Yeah,
they're gonna not pay you.
I don't know. I'm pretty much straightforward with it. You know what I mean? You want to book me, you're gonna
pay out first.
So you send a deposit. You know what I mean? We make sure the date. First of all, we make sure the date works out. Sorry, make sure the date works out. Send a deposit, and then the rest of it's due by the time they have a show.
Have you ever experienced had a bad experience with?
Yes, I have, and no, I do not want to speak.
Listen, it's like I said, it's tough.
So there's good business out there, and there's bad business out there. There's rude people out there. There's nice people out there. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that, man.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. You know, I just started renting out the studio, so that's another aspect of the whole thing.
You just gotta be careful.
You gotta have to deal with.
Yeah.
Like you just gotta be careful about who you work with. You know what I'm saying? Use the people around you. Hey, do you know this person? You know
I do that a lot. I ask around as much as possible. But yeah, it's the business side of everything kills everything. That's why I also debated that. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it for me. I'm not gonna rent it out. Then I was like, well, that's kind of selfish a little bit.
Yeah.
If you have the platform and the studio's here 7 days a week and it's available,
might as well use it to make money.
Right? Yeah, because in reality, I don't need to rent it out. I can do it without that. But you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of. But then sometimes I'm thinking about it, like, am I creating a bigger headache and problems for myself instead of just keeping it to myself and you know let everybody else deal with it?
Just make sure you got a contract and agreement written up. You know what I mean? Make sure you're protected. Make sure the client's protected. And that's what it is. I mean, that
takes the fun out of it, though. Like that's the one thing I've always been afraid of. Like not letting.
All right. Okay.
Like all that stuff.
I understand that, but now if I come in here and I break that sign behind you.
Yeah.
And there's no contract saying that I have to pay for that guy. If I really want to, pound sand.
Exactly.
Yeah. If there's an agreement that, you know what I mean, I am responsible for any broken merchant, like any stuff or whatever, blah blah. And you come back in after I'm done, something's broken. I'm now responsible
you're liable
for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if people are serious about it, they'll respect it.
Yeah, so far it's been great. It's not like a lot of people are coming in when it comes to that, but. The people that have, everybody's been very respectful.
That's good, though.
I had people come in and I'm not here.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, what the fuck am I gonna, when I open this door, what's
gonna be on the other side?
Yeah, what's gonna be on the other side of it? Because I wanted to do it remote. Like, then I figured I'm like, I can't do it. I wanted to put a lock over there, give somebody the key, get a key over here.
Yeah.
Where's the lock? Here you go. Come in, do your work, put cameras, and just leave it like a gym.
Right.
You go pay for your time at the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't nobody like.
Watching you.
You know what I'm saying? But then you're not gonna take a big treadmill. You're not gonna put it on your shoulders and walk out with it.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's all this stuff is tricky. That's why, like I said in the beginning, if I would have known about the studio, I would have never. I would have just gone that way, that route. Like in my mind, I think it would be easier, except for the flexibility that I have for this. But it's a lot of money and it might not work. But you have to take the chance.
Keep pushing, you gotta keep pushing through.
It's also a lot of money and it might work.
That's So, hey, it's like it depends on what you focus on. If you focus on the negative part, you know, but the other side of it could be life changing.
Yeah.
Did you guys you started with the logo, right, for the podcast? How was that? Was that easy for you or no?
I mean, I just had somebody make it. Somebody who's part of our collective made the logo.
Yeah, I had somebody rob me some money for that.
Yeah.
They like, oh, I'll make your logo. Send me this. They sent me back something that I looked at. I'm like, are you what? Like, are you kidding me? I could have done this myself.
Yeah.
So those are also, little. I did my logo myself. I asked my wife to do it. I just told her what I wanted, and she. But it's nothing. My logo is nothing. You guys have like clothing brand in mind?
We got some merch. He's got a shirt on. We've got a couple other ideas, that we've been working on. We've like talked with a consultant too, so he's kind of guided us on some just ways that we can like brand ourselves a little bit better. So those are things that we're going to be looking on. We have a couple other endeavors that we're going to be hopefully launching very soon. For our listeners, for the fans, as well, just to get them involved too. So
that's good.
We're excited for that. So there's a lot in the works, and we're still steadily progressing forward.
And you guys are on all platforms, or
Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to that. I'm only on YouTube right now. Part of it is also because it's like some of the episodes is like I'm just learning. Like, so some of the episodes are terrible. Like I always tell somebody, like people, like, look, you could listen to it, you could go watch it. It's out there, but
my fault.
It's going blurry sometimes. Like it's just terrible. But it's part of it. I haven't seen a podcast where it's not like that in the beginning. Yeah. Everybody goes. Now, do you guys have a favorite podcast that you guys listen to, or what do we listen to when it comes to podcasts?
Ours.
I know. I was like, I feel like I only listen to ours, and if I listen to, it's probably going to be like a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, those are the like I usually listen to like comedy podcasts.
Yeah, like I'll like Tom Segura has one with his wife that's really funny.
Your Mom's House.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But I'm not a huge podcast listener though. Like I'm a music person, so
just
like I don't even watch TV. Like I just listen to music all the time.
I need to watch more podcasts.
I do watch ours though.
I'm more of like a vlog person. Like I watch a lot of vlogs from different people, but I want to like dive into more podcasts.
I do.
Just gotta do it.
Oh, I just watch ours.
Hey, that's a good one.
It is.
It's a really good one.
Definitely go check it out, guys.
I do the Joe Budden podcast.
Okay.
That's
I like Joe.
he is one of my favorite artists.
I like Joe.
One of my big inspirations, and then too, I like it because they do give a lot of like music industry like just insight
Tips
on things. So I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool, like good to know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'll just listen to that man talk about anything. But no, you're right. There are like a lot of value adds, and like there are a lot of funny moments too.
There's a lot.
I like that podcast because like just their chemistry and like the things that happen. It's
absurd.
hysterical.
Yeah, those are the best. They're free. It seems like a free going podcast. I watch the typical ones, Joe Rogan. I watch a lot of Flagrant with like Andrew Schultz.
I love him.
Yeah, I like him when they're he's not scripted. Like the guests go there and they're like, you can see them like, whoa, like you're going in. Do you guys refrain from asking like tough questions or?
Not really. I mean, I think we read the room pretty well. When it comes to stuff like that, whether it's something that should be asked, not asked.
Who's the one that might swing for the fences out of the group?
I don't know. I think it'd be between me or Kayla. That I think
definitely
that would drop a hard question.
Yeah. Definitely, Kayla.
I think between me or you. I think depending on the room.
You're like, okay, this may sound.
I can see that.
But
That's
again,
why I was like, what are you guys gonna say?
I would gauge the room, and I would gauge the question. Like,
it
would have to be.
It's tough. I made a mistake in one podcast. It never came out. I asked the person something that, if to me it was like obvious, but then it turned out that it wasn't obvious, and it was kind of like a secret. And I was just like, oh, my bad. Well, we're definitely cutting that up. And then he kind of like the whole after that, it kind of just
unraveled.
Yeah, and I'm like, no, it's fine. I saw this, so I assumed that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then I was like, we just cut it out.
I definitely wouldn't ask any questions to push the envelope on purpose, just to push the envelope. Like,
and
that's not in my personality. But if I feel like I'm Correct. Like in reading the room, if I feel like I'm getting the vibe that maybe we can go there, I
Comfortable,
would
yeah.
probably ease into it
Yeah.
and then
definitely.
like see. But yeah, I mean, I'm not scared of asking hard questions. I think it would just be like the way I went about it would be different depending upon the guest.
It would be on topic with what we're already
Right.
talking about in that moment.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't just come out of left field. So by the way, so such and such and such.
Right. Like, and I
and then
would-
they're just like,
I would never be offensive. It would never,
Yeah.
if I'm asking something, it would be because I felt bigger picture wise, it was going to be a value add for somebody, you know, like I wouldn't just ask someone something to be like, oh, let's trigger them and get it on camera.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah, that's not
awful.
fair.
Like,
no, fuck.
like I try to be super attuned to whoever we have and also to my colleagues as well.
Yeah.
And then be just like mindful and respectful of whatever like vibes I'm getting.
Yeah, that's. I mean, sometimes like I have episodes where I'm like, oh my god, this would get. If I ask this question, this would get a lot of views. Or I have clips that I'm like, this might start some shit in the town. But then I'm like, nah, not worth it. It's not worth it to start
Yeah.
shit so I could win, and then everybody else gets, you know. So I'm like, nope, not doing it. I'll stay away from it.
well, we've had that, and we've tried to put out like positive stuff, and we've had people just backlash on it, and I'm just like, you're not seeing the full scope of everything that we're talking about.
Right.
So relax.
If I have, they're saying it behind my back. Nobody's ever.
Well, they dropped right in the comments.
Yeah. No, they
I respect that.
yeah.
I like it.
Hey,
I was
Yeah.
excited. I was like, we're doing it right.
I know. I was like,
Yes!
I was like, you're not doing it right if you don't have a couple of haters.
Yes, people are upset.
people were big mad, bro.
Yeah.
Real mad.
And it
about
was
stuff.
over nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like to make people upset, but like, it was something I believe that it was just a case of perception. Like, depending on like the lens that you view
view it
life
on,
through, you may hear what we said a certain way. So it was
Right.
just in that.
And it was only on one topic. It wasn't like
Right.
we were covering one specific topic, and they were like, well, what about this one? Well, no, we're only talking about this subject right now.
Yeah.
So
Right.
sit down
Yeah.
It was just people.
and let us know.
being
And I've
people.
reached out to those people, and I'm like, do you guys want to come on the podcast and talk about what you wanted to
Yeah.
talk
It was
about?
great.
Right.
Crickets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
exactly.
happened to me.
Okay, so then sit down.
Yes, exactly.
That happened to me with like
Sit down. Shut up.
I mean, you can come sit down and shut up on
Fuck
our
outta
podcast,
here.
or you can sit down and shut up at your house.
exactly.
Like,
Right.
That
I
happened
mean,
to me
we're
with-
open to having those
You know what? Just stay
conversations.
home.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
fine.
mean? You're not gonna answer. Just stay home. Just stay home.
That happened to me
Karen.
with a basketball question: Michael Jordan versus LeBron.
Michael.
Michael.
Michael Jordan to the day I die and infinity. Okay, don't ever ask me a question like that again, bro.
But this is exactly what happened.
Oh my
The
god.
On the comments,
conversation's
it was-
over.
What is going on in this room?
and it's funny because I went,
LeBron.
I said on the clip, I said I picked Michael Jordan. All I did was trying to say, you know, it is closer than people would like to give credit to, and that was what this guy has no idea. I'm like, I agree with you. Listen to the first thing I said. He's number one. All I gave a little bit credit to LeBron, which people that are like like crispy.
6 NBA titles.
But okay, what about
No final losses.
On one team.
Yeah, what they said.
team.
that's all true, all true. Do you think it's harder now or no?
For what?
Like basketball,
What?
every sport.
Well, obviously, times like change, like evolution in sports does happen.
That's the thing I always bring up.
You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, evolution's
So,
on the field.
Prime example, Wayne Gretzky. He literally retired because he recognized that these kids are coming in. They're younger, they're bigger, they're faster. I just can't
Yeah.
physically do it no
Yeah,
more.
like-
I want
like-
to, but I can't.
Like
You
I
know
love
what
Jordan,
mean?
right? I love Jordan, but Jordan would not be as special today in the sense of his athletic.
No,
there's a lot of Jordans.
I think
now,
Jordan
in
would
that
still.
sense.
No, I
No.
think
The winning
Jordan
part,
would-
right? The winning
no,
part
not
is
even that.
there.
Like I think he would still stand out the way he did.
No, because
I
he was
think
the
he
only
would.
one doing that. There's players that jump higher than he does or have the athleticism. Back then, it was just him.
But that
So there's a different level of like you were first, bro. Like, but now everybody took what you did and
I think he would
everybody
still,
incorporated.
No, he would still dominate now.
No, I'm not.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not arguing that because the winning mentality. But
Right.
the air of Jordan, like he flew. He's not gonna fly now. Nobody's gonna think like he's flying. He was the only one doing it at that time. Right now, there's 7 NBA players that would look like they're flying.
So he was that good then. Why wouldn't he be better than what's expected of today? If they are just now
we can't play that.
was,
we can't play that.
You
We
know
have to
what I'm
judge it from what it
You know
is.
what I mean, bro?
But that's what I mean by evolution. That's what I mean. Like he
the
evolved the
evolution
game.
of the evolution of sports is definitely.
Yeah, it's like these dudes are running faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Like that you gotta keep that in mind. Like, like these people are bred nowadays. Like athletes are bred for this.
Yeah.
In Michael Jordan's era, those people like that were firefighters or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was different.
It's still Michael to the day
Again,
I
if you
die.
look
I
at-
promise you.
Michael,
I agree with whatever these gentlemen say.
number 23.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Chicago
I'm
Bulls.
sorry.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't be sorry.
No. I'm just. But yeah, it's that like that question. It was just like I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. You had the same reaction you guys had.
Literally, you just said that one thing, and everyone was like, oh, this is a hot topic. Of this
to this day.
No, it is.
Okay.
Bro,
It's like,
go on Instagram or whatever, Facebook. It is simply who's better, LeBron or Michael. Your shit will
Watch your feet.
they'll be like, shut up, Kayla. We know you don't know what you're talking about.
I'll do it.
Okay, yeah. Social
And just
experiment. You do it
watch
because they'll be like, Kayla, we know.
and just watch it explode.
yeah, but see if
Anybody
you,
that knows
that
me will know.
is.
but you
like
have to
the
say
one-
LeBron is better because if you say Jordan's better, everybody's gonna
Don't
agree.
say LeBron. Do not. No,
Are
don't
you setting my
ever.
That's-
leader up
Don't
for-
ever say LeBron is
Jay?
better, dude.
That's the
okay?
way you
'Cause
have to
he's
do it.
not.
Jay, don't listen to him. I'm just kidding.
Trust me, a lot of people will time in on this. It's crazy.
Oh,
it's
your
a,
phone's gonna be like, ding, ding,
It's an argument that goes back.
ding. That's so funny.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
typical
crickets.
barbershop talk.
You like agreed with it, and you said people are attacking you, right?
Yeah, I said yes.
Yeah,
He's-
right.
I just gave
Right.
LeBron a little credit. and
Right,
I
yeah,
really lost
exactly.
Oh, people hate that.
it. Yeah, I was just like, they could be great. This could be 2 great players.
It's
Yeah.
almost
See,
like
I give LeBron credit for like what he's done and stuff like that, but I mean, you know, he's never gonna win 6 championships. He's
No.
he's never had the ability to win championships on one team.
No. But there's also I give him credit in the sense of he proved he could do it wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I believe Jordan would have won anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Oh,
just
really?
Jordan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How many times did he change teams? How many times did he win NBA Finals?
No, that's what I just said.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So he didn't do it elsewhere.
LeBron,
LeBron has what?
Jordan never did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because he didn't need to.
did you do it?
Yeah.
Yo,
What does
you're
it
gonna
say?
get so much
I
hate.
just said I said we have a big debate. Who's better, Jordan or LeBron?
Oh, you
here
got
we
a lot of
go.
response for that.
Here
The
we go.
question box one?
Lock it up.
Like just
I
dropping
think
a
I
lot.
it
think, I
up.
think MJ would like thrive a lot better. I mean, not just as a player, but like as a businessman. Like having his brand be as big as it was then, like it would be like even bigger now. Like I think he would be like the top paid player.
Yeah, listen, Michael Jordan is the best. Like when it comes to winning, like I'm not betting against him. Like it is
Like,
what it is.
on the court,
My man knows what's
Like,
up.
I'm not betting against him. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, LeBron is great. That's all I'm saying.
Two truths can exist at once.
Yes.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, debates like that are fun. They're fun to have. Some people get real like.
They get all butthurt
They
about it,
do.
bro.
Yeah, people get crazy about it. I'm like,
man. Like,
are you Jordan?
I
you
know.
LeBron?
Like, did you have lunch with him yesterday? Why are you so upset?
Yeah, like for me, it's like okay, cool. We think different, no problem.
Yeah.
But that's one thing, a skill that any podcaster should have, which is be able to agree and disagree. Because if not,
yeah,
you
obviously.
just, and also have the balls to say I disagree. Because some people would just agree just because you're here.
And like,
Oh, that's awful.
And like, of course, like the game
Yes,
changes. You know, whether it be sports, music, whatever. Like, you know, there's a top dog, and then there's always someone that's gonna come up because of that top dog. It's gonna be elevated more. You know.
Exactly. And like you said, evolution. Everything pushes everything forward. LeBron wouldn't be LeBron without Jordan.
Correct.
So it's a hard like Jordan said it best. He put the conversation to rest. Let's just compare teams. let's leave it to that. And then he wins anyway. So,
Right, yeah.
so I guess that solves the problem. But guys, You guys have anything else to bring up? Any other topics? We have time. I don't have anywhere to go. Anything you guys want to ask me? Maybe.
Yeah, nothing at the moment.
Now, I would love to get all you guys at one point. Hopefully, it doesn't have to be now, but I would love to get like you by yourself, you by yourself, you by yourself. I had him by himself. That's a great one. I got a few more clips that I got to put out from yours. That was a great episode.
That was a good episode. I liked it, man.
Yeah, that was one of those where I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go. Like I never.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
That was a quick episode too. It was like, damn, already?
Yeah,
like hour and a half.
Yeah,
right.
about an hour. Yeah, an hour and a half
for like 20 minutes, but okay.
It's a fun one. But even now, I mean, it's almost 9.
Really?
Do I have time to plug something before we go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Where's my camera? Is that it? Okay. So I am hosting Freddie Lap's video premiere. That is October 14th. That's a Saturday. It's at Scope Apparel, which is in Jamaica Plain. So please come out and join us. Definitely keep up with my social media or his, which is at Freddie Lap's Music, and see us there. Thank you.
And of course, October 20th at Jewel Music Venue.
Yeah.
Me and a lot of members of MOCG are opening for Justin Clancy. We have Aaron Brown in the building, Cody Pope, Just for Kicks.
Shout
Make
out!
sure y'all get your tickets. I'm gonna have tickets, so
gonna be there.
hit me up for tickets. Daddy.
Yes, Daddy, yup. All the homies
So
in the building.
that's gonna be a big one. So let's pull up, let's show out, and let's have a good time.
But you, Chris, what you got going on?
Y'all stay crispy, man. You know what I mean?
You got more pictures coming?
Y'all know where to find me. You already know. Get me on Instagram. Crispy Pick. It's
Crispy's
there.
everywhere.
I'm everywhere, but nowhere.
Crispy.
And for yourself?
I just dropped my new clothing line, Have More Faith, HMF. So grab, I got some pre-sales going on.
Yeah,
so
I caught mine.
It's hoodie season, baby.
Hoodies, I got long sleeves, I got tees, plenty more to come. Working on music right now, so keep checking out Apartments. Still available right now on streaming platforms, and be just ready for a lot of new stuff coming.
And more episodes, hopefully.
Check out the pod.
Every Wednesday, baby, 7:30.
Woo!
Alrighty. And that was it, guys. That was a great one.
Thank you so
very much.
much.
The EDJ podcast at the EDJ Studios. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're